The Microsoft Update catalog is a strange and wonderful place, and I have an excuse here to go show a little bit about it because of a message that a regular viewer left recently. And this isn't so much about the particular question that he was posing, but this KB number that he brought up is a really good example to look at. So I'm going to come right over here to my computer number 2. I'm on my YouTube channel dashboard here, and I come down to this comments, and it shows me all the comments that I haven't responded to yet, and I've cleared all the other comments out and just left this one from a regular viewer that goes by the name of Blackwatch. Says, what about KB 4598481 SSU update for 2004? Does Luis need that first, then 2004, or did I miss this being tried? So he's referring to a viewer, a YouTube client, I call him, by the name of Luis, and we did a video, Windows 10 20H2 still refuses to install. So Blackwatch is asking here about this particular update by that KB number. He's speculating that maybe we need to install that to do the update. And you'll see as we go through this that there's sort of, the answer is probably sort of no, but maybe yes. It's a good point that he brings up. But more specifically why I'm doing this in a video is because it's an interesting update record in the Microsoft Update catalog. So I'm going to double click on that KB number. And I'll do Shift left arrow so that I'm just highlighting the KB number, press Control C to copy it. Then I'm going to come to a new tab and I'm going to type, let's see, update dot, spell it right, spelling counts, update catalog dot Microsoft.com. I think that's the right URL for it. Cannot be reached. What did I do wrong? Catalog? Is it catalog? Oh yes, it's catalog.update.microsoft.com. On my computers, when I start typing it, it fills in the rest. I'm not sure if it's that way for everybody's computer, but catalog.update.microsoft. And it takes you to this screen that looks really not very helpful. You can't go click on, here's what my computer is, here's what operating system I have. The only thing you can do here in searching this really is to put in a KB number. So I'm pressing Control V to put in that KB number. Now there's other ways to search, and I'm going to get to that because that's what really makes this catalog, this update catalog powerful. So pressing Enter here, and that brings this up. So this is the update that Blackwatch was suggesting I need to install. Now, Luis's computer is currently on 1909 and it's refusing to update to 20H2. So this update here is all showing servicing stack update for Windows Server version 20H2 for 2004, for 2004, 20H2, 20H2. None of these are for 1909. And the name of the update is specified for a particular operating system. Not because you want to upgrade to a particular operating system, but for an operating system version. So we need, the only way we can install the update is if it's for 1909, because that's what he has. So we're going to go look a little bit closer at this. Now that 1 KB number is for all these different operating systems and computers. So there's 3 of them here for servers. There's 3 of them here, let's see, there's 2 here for Windows 10 2004, x64, x86. There's a couple of them for ARMs. And so each of these are for a different one, and you would be able to narrow down which one is for you. Then over here, this shows that these are for Windows 10 version 1903 or later. Now, wait a minute. I did notice that earlier. So it's been several hours since I looked at this. So actually, let's go ahead and narrow this down. Oh, I remember what's going to happen next. Yeah, so we'll get there. So if we say, for instance, servicing stack update, that's the SSU for Windows 10 version 2004 for x64. We are in x64. So we could come up here. Let's see, I haven't tried doing it this way. Can I just type x64 and get that search field narrowed down? Yeah, so now I only see 4 to choose from. It's easier to find which one I want to use. So I want to go to 20H2, and I'm on 1909 currently. So that kind of makes it look like I could use one of these 20H2s. This one is for Windows 10 version 20H2 x64. We're not a server. We could do this one for 2004. That should work because it's still a servicing stack update, even if we're going to update to 20H2. But I think this is the one that he was probably referring to. So if I click on this and take a look at it, here's where we get some more information. Well, let's start with the title of it up here. This 2021-01, so this is for January, is the date of this update. Servicing stack update for Windows 10 version 20H2 for x64 systems. Description: install this update to resolve issues in Windows. For a complete listing of the issues that are included in this update, see the associated Microsoft Knowledge Base article. For more information, after you install this item, you may have to restart your computer. Okay, so that's sounding like it could be something that we might need. Now, they all seem to say AMD 64. It doesn't matter which processor you have. It's always going to say AMD 64 in here. So supported products, Windows 10 version 1903 and later. So this is where it says that, yes, we can install this on a 1909. Now let's go look through these other tabs. Language selections, there's no additional languages to select. Package details. Here's where this says that, no, this isn't the one we need to do. This update has been replaced by the following updates. So these subsequent months, it has been replaced. So if we come down here for a ways, there's a 2021-05, so that'd be for May. Cumulative update for Windows 10 version 20H2 for x64 based systems. So that's telling us that this servicing stack has been replaced by this update. So no, we do not need to install this servicing stack update because it's included in here. Then let's go look at this. This update replaces the following updates. So these were earlier updates prior to that 2021-01. So he's asking, do we need to install this? The answer is no, as long as our computer has this 2021-05 cumulative update for Windows 10 version 20H2, but he doesn't have that because he has 1909. He doesn't have 20H2, so he probably doesn't have this. Now, if we go find that he has this KB number installed, then yes. Now, this update right here could also be for Windows versions from 1903 and above, or 1909 and above. We don't know that right now. This is a clickable link, so we could go look at that in a minute. Before we do that, I want to go look at this. Install resources. Restart behavior. It never restarts after installing this update. Now it's not the one that replaces. This one replaces. This one might require a restart. But this one that we're looking at, the servicing stack update, it does not require a restart. May request user input. No, it doesn't. Must be installed exclusively. Yes, so this needs to be installed before the other updates for that update Tuesday are installed. Then we have requires network connectivity. No. Uninstall notes, not uninstallable. And uninstall steps are not applicable. Now let's go back and look at this one here. Let's see, I'm going to want to get back to this screen. So I think I can do it. I can do that just by clicking on that same, or pasting that same KB number up there. So this is the link that I just clicked on. This is the 2021-05 cumulative update for 20H2. So what computers does this apply to? It does apply to 1903 and later. So he probably has this one already installed. which means no, we don't need to install this KB number that Blackwatch had inquired about. Now, I think that's all I wanted to, no, it's not all I wanted to do in here. I want to go look at the more information. Now, earlier I looked at the more information for that 8481, but I'll go ahead and look at this one. Now, I want to point out first, this more information link, if you look at that URL and compare it to this one, those two are identical. So these two will get you to the same place. I'm going to try right-click on that and open a new tab. I don't think it would open into this tab anyway. I think it would automatically go to a new tab. And this is where you can get more information about what that particular update item does. And I think actually I do want to do that from the original KB number that Blackwatch had asked about. So here we are back at that one, and let's go into the one for our computer and then go into that more information link. So servicing stack update, because this gives more information about what this does. This update applies to the following computers. Now here it was interesting to me that it applies to 2004 and 20H2. It does not show 1909 in here. This is where I was when I started out, and it started talking like I didn't think this one applied to 1909. This was why that was. This update applies to these computers. It doesn't say that it applies to 1909, even though on that other screen it said that it applies to 1903. Now, I'm not really concerned about it for Luis's computer because Luis has the cumulative updates subsequent to this. But each time, probably each month, Microsoft is coming out with a new servicing stack update, and then that update gets rolled into the next cumulative update. So we still have something else we need to go check on in regards to, remember I said maybe yes, maybe not? Well, we're going to go take a look at that maybe yes part. So this is a summary. The update makes quality improvements to the servicing stack. What servicing stack is for the update? It's the servicing stack for doing Windows updates. Yeah, I guess that wording doesn't really make it sound like that way very much. But Microsoft is constantly trying to fix the problems that exist where some computers fail to update. And this is where it does that. This update makes quality improvements to the servicing stack, which is the component that installs Windows updates. Okay, catch that. This is the component that installs Windows updates. And that's why it has to install exclusive. You have to install this first and then do the installation for the others. So you'll see the installation for this one complete, and then it'll go ahead and install the others without even rebooting between. But it's a separate installation sequence. Servicing stack updates make sure that you have a robust and reliable servicing stack so that your devices can receive and install Microsoft updates. Now, even though 1909 has reached end of life and is technically no longer supported, Microsoft still wants those computers to get upgraded to 2004 or 20H2. Or eventually 21H1. Right now, 21H1, you cannot install that on top of 1909. It just won't work. It's not supported. Eventually, it might. I don't know. I don't know if they'll... I know that they want everybody to keep up to date. So the computers that are still failing to update to 2004 or 20H2, Microsoft wants those to come into the fold. Duh, of course they do. So this servicing stack is probably going to continue getting updated for 1909. This update is available through Windows Update. It will be downloaded and installed automatically. It never has to be installed manually, but here is to get the standalone package for this update, go to the Microsoft Update Catalog website. It is possible, I think, that you might be able to go to the Microsoft Update Catalog and download that before Update Tuesday comes around. I don't know, but if so, it might be a way to fix an update problem. Windows Server updates are available through Update services, prerequisites. No prerequisites. Is there anything else in here I want to touch on? I don't think so. Update replacement information, file hash information. All this stuff will just make you snooze. Scrolling. Oh, look at that scroll box. It's got a long way to go. And I'll just drag it down, show all this stuff, showing the components, what's included in that. Does it actually say that's what's included in it? I didn't really read that. File information. The English version of the software update installs files that have the attributes that are listed in the following tables. File verification. Those are the verifications for all supported x86 base versions. So the assumption is that it installs all these individual files. All right, so going back to how this could be utilized different. So servicing stack update for Windows 10. Let's suppose we want to find out, is there a newer KB number? How do you find that out? So we can just go type this in and say, okay, I want to know about servicing stack. I could say update, but I don't really care about that. How about if we go say 1909? See what that does. Servicing stack 1909, and click search and see what that gets me. That gets me a whole bunch of stuff, and I can look over here and see, okay, how can I narrow that down? Well, there's a bunch of 2021-05, so how about if I put 2021-05 at the beginning of that and press enter? That narrows it down. Servicing stack update for what? So this is what Blackwatch was asking me about, was the servicing stack update, but the KB number he had was for a January version of it. So, and this is specifically for version 1909. So servicing stack update Windows 10 version 1909 x64. So this one down here is not us because that's 86. This one up here that says x64, that's a server. This one up here is for an ARM processor and for an ARM processor. So this is the one we'd be interested in, if at all. Click on that. And seeing similar verbiage here, supported products, Windows 10 version 1903 and later. So it appears that this one is not cross-versioning. I mean, it doesn't work for the other 2004 and 20H2. And then language selection, we don't care about. Package details. This update has been replaced by the following updates. None of them, because this is new, right? This is May. Today is May 19th. So there's nothing newer than that. This update replaces these previous ones. And if we go scrolling down here, what do we see? The 2021-01. And is that the number that Blackwatch originally gave me? I don't think so. I'm going to do a Windows key V and look at my recent KB or my recent clipboard. Yeah, it was 8481 that he had asked about. So no, it's not that one. So then we'll close this and come up here and see, okay, well, what about 2021-01? Because that's the KB number that Blackwatch had provided. But now I'm asking the servicing stack for 1909. Press enter key here and see what we get. These are 2021 and Windows 10 version 1909 x64. This one right here. Click into that one and see here. This says Windows 10 version 1903 and later. So this is curious because the KB number that Blackwatch offered had the same exact verbiage here. It said for 1903 and later. But this is a different KB number for that same month. And it is specifically for that says 1903. Ooh, look at this. Oh no, that's right. This is the same thing that we saw on the first KB number we looked at, where it says 1903 over here, but this says 1909 over here. When we click into it, we get this more specific information that is telling us package details. This update has been replaced by the following updates. When we scroll down here to this 2105, that's what we were looking at a moment ago. If I actually click into that one to get the information for that, then go into the more information, and let's go see what this says. See, this one says this update applies to the following: Windows 10 version 1909 for x64 systems. That's us. So I think this would be the more appropriate one to install for Luis if we were to get it as a standalone package. Right here it tells us this update is available through Windows Update. It will be downloaded and installed automatically. So we shouldn't have to go hunting for it. So the question originally was, does Luis need this? The answer is yes, he needs it. Do we need to install it? Go find it and install? No, shouldn't need to. We could go check to make sure that the May cumulative update is installed. We could go to make sure that this update, and this update may be actually installed as an option, or not as an optional, as an additional update. I think that's probably the way it's going to work out. And that next month, for the June cumulative update, this one would be superseded by that, because that's the pattern that we're seeing here, right? Let me go back. And let's see, does my back button get to that back screen, or did it go to a new tab? Go back this way, go back here. Here we go. So the 2021-01, let's go to 04 and see what it looked like the prior month. Servicing, I'm going to do the x64. That's just more than I want to look for right here. And search. There we go, 2021-04, 1909, x64 systems. That one says server, 1909 x64 systems. And is that the right one? So for Windows 10, servicing stack updates for Windows 10 1909 for x64 system. Boy, it's hard for me to see how those two are different at all. They look like the same thing. 2021 servicing stack update for Windows 10 version 1909 for x64-based systems. Those are two different numbers. One is listed as a critical update. The other is listed as a security update. And they are different KB numbers. Okay, so that's the difference. They're both servicing stack updates. So critical updates. That's really interesting, crazy. They're both servicing stack updates the same month. Does one supersede the other? So package details. Update has been replaced by the 2105. So that's not this other one down here because it's a 2104. And looking to see if this one, 2021-04, this update replaces the following 1406. So there it was, 1406. So this one does replace that one. And this update has been replaced by the following update. So 2021-05. So it's got replaced by the next servicing stack, not by the cumulative update. So anyway, that's all you were looking at me instead of that screen. How long were you looking at me instead of that screen? All right, so I don't know if I'm going to edit this or redo it or cut it short or what. Ay caramba. Stop making mistakes. All right, hope that was useful. Catch you later. Goodbye.